Hi, good evening. This is my vlog number 3. And if you haven't seen the number, no, this is my vlog number 4. I'm sorry. My vlog number 3 is posted on my Facebook, and for some reason I can't go back and um, transfer it to my YouTube account. So if you please, if you're interested with that one, you can just log on to Facebook and look for me. My name is Love Co, Ko, and those are 2 words. Anyways, like what I mentioned, this vlog is about my experience in the military when I was still enlisted in the U.S. Navy. So I am going to talk to you about my duty station, my second duty station, which was Okinawa, Japan. So like what I previously mentioned, I had to go through a training called Field Med. Oh, I had to go through a training at Camp Pendleton. Okay, our class was in a Field Medical Training Battalion. Okay, or used to be FMSS, Field Medical Service School. And anyways, my second duty station, my first overseas, was in Okinawa, Japan. So I reported to Okinawa in July of 2002. And if you're going to Okinawa, okay, that's July is the worst month to go to Okinawa or anywhere else. Summer is the busiest time to transfer to a duty station when it comes to July, August, summertime. Okay, there's a lot of movements. So we get there in July. The weather in Okinawa, okay, if you guys are heading there, congratulations. Before you head down there, check their weather, okay? It's humid. For those of you that are coming from Camp Lejeune, it's kind of like the same weather, right? But there's no mud. Or what do you guys experience in Camp Lejeune? I've never been stationed in Camp Lejeune, so I don't know. All I know is it's hot in Camp Lejeune. Okinawa is a small island south of mainland Japan, and you can drive around Okinawa, that island, for, gosh, um, less than 2 hours. I believe I don't remember if it's bigger than Guam, okay, or the same as Guam. Anyways, two of my friends didn't have their driver's license, so I had to actually teach them. Back in the day, when you get on base, you drive in American way, but when you go drive outside, you follow the Okinawan way, where the line is on the other side. So it's the opposite side. So here in the US, we would, um, the line, solid yellow line, is always on our left side, right? When we make a left turn, okay, we always go to the around, or we make a left turn, the solid yellow line is on our left side. When we make a right turn, okay, the solid yellow line is always on our left side, right? So when you go to Japan, that solid yellow line is on our right side. So you always remember that, always put it in your head, and you won't go wrong, okay? Whenever you make a right turn, hey, think of it as like, hey, my, you know, the right line is on my right. But that is only, um, gosh, outside. Let me take that back. I think they changed it now. Oh man, I'm confusing you now, huh? But that's, I believe so, unless they made some changes now. But that's how it is. What I remember is whenever I would make a right turn, you know, that line is on my right. Okay, moving along. The weather is hot and humid, but the beach is nearby. there are what you call it. So when you go there as an enlisted, okay, you report to. If you're going there as a Navy, of course, we're talking about Navy, right? And if you have to go to a 1 week course first, so you have to report to the barracks unless you're married. Unless you go there married, then most likely you're going to a lodge, okay, the Marine Corps Lodge, Marine Corps Inn, or in the Air Force Base, there's a Navy Lodge, okay. So there are, let's see, there's Naha, okay, which is the airport, and as soon as you land, it's beautiful, okay. You're going to love Okinawa. If you go there as an E2 Navy side, like the hospital side, your barracks is new. I think it's like 5 years old. The Marines, of course, most if you're attached with the Marine Corps, you're going to live in the barracks. Okay, even if you're an E5. All right, let me make this clear. Even if you're an E5, if you're attached with the Marines, you will live in the barracks unless you are married. Okay, some people, you know, um, have this thing that, hey, I'm gonna get married so I can live out in town. Okay, if you're going to make that decision just because of that thing, just because you want to live out in town, don't do it. That's not worth it. Okay. Plus, you'll be living out in town, and that means you're gonna be driving, going to work. You're gonna be driving a lot. Okay, the gas and all, and going through traffic. Anyways, so when you get to Okinawa, there's Naha, and then going north, okay, there's I don't know if it's still there, Futenma Air Station. Last time I was there, they moved up north in Camp Schwab. They renovated that camp, built some new buildings and structures and building structures, and it's better now. Okay, much better than when I was there in 2002 to 4. I was stationed there again in Okinawa last 2011 to 13, I believe. Oh no, 2013 to 2016. Okay. So there's Futenma, there's Camp Kinzer, which is like where Medlog is, and other dental and medical clinics. Okay, and then there's Camp Butler or Foster. Okay, that's the main hub. Everyone goes there. All the training, in doc. Okay, that 1 week in doc. Everybody's gonna be there. Now that in doc, that 5 day in doc, that Friday you will be taking a driving test if you're planning to take the driving test. Okay, I suggest go online and Google, the study material. So by the time you attend your in-doc, you already know what's gonna be on the test. They're fairly easy. Just remember, the road signs and the speed limit, and of course, if you hit someone, how much you would pay them. And that's what they call gomenasai money. Okay. Remember, driving is a privilege. Okay, put that in your head. When you're already in the military, driving is a privilege. Okay, everything is a privilege. All right, it's a privilege for you to be driving, so you should take advantage of it, and of course, always obey the rules. Okay, if you go drinking and driving, most likely they're gonna take that out of from you. Okay, so study for that, because Friday of that induct, you'll be taking the test. All right, there are okay. So after Foster, there's Camp Shields. That's the Navy base. Okay, and then Next to Camp Shields is Kadena Air Force Base. Okay, the biggest Air Force base in Okinawa, right? And if you're going there as a corpsman or a dental tech, they do have Navy, where you just fall under the Navy side. Um, Also, there are, what you call it, if you're a Navy, besides having a medical NEC or dental NEC, I think there's like a airmen, yeah, that are attached on Kadena, okay, Air Force, um, with the Air Force. And then up north, there's Camp Courtney, there's Hansen, and then there's Schwab, and then there's what they call White Beach. What is that? There's that Navy place as well up north where the ships pull in. Ships from mainland Japan. That's where they ship and pick up Marines. Okay. And then they go to like Southeast Asia. Okay. So what else? You will take advantage of it. I mean, it's not an order, but please take advantage of it. Like MWR trips, go sightseeing. Okay, only please make sure that your LPOs know where you go. Okay, always inform them. Okay, it's strict. Like they have to know where you're going, because you know like when I was the LPO, I had to inform my sailors that I'm in charge of them, that I was in charge of them, and that I don't want, the Navy calling your parents and then letting them know something happened to you. Okay, it's if you just follow the rules, you'll be fine. Okay, don't be doing anything stupid. Don't be flying to mainland on a Friday afternoon and trying to come back on a Sunday. Okay, last thing you want is getting stuck in mainland Japan and not being able to get back to Okinawa. Okay, then you're UA. Okay, then you're gonna get in trouble. Then you would lose a rank. Then you're gonna get kicked out. All that stuff. Every actions we make, there's consequences. Okay, put that in your head. Every actions that we make, there are consequences. Okay, so what is your goal in life? What was the reason why you joined the military? Okay, you didn't tell yourself I'm gonna join the military to fail, right? To get kicked out of the military, right? To get in trouble. Okay, so just make sure you focus. If you join the military, to serve for 4 years or 5 years and just get out, get the benefits, the school, the what you call it, the GI Bill, all that stuff, then go for it. Just don't get in trouble. Okay, 5 years will be past. It'll go by quick, and then you're out. But if you like your job, then I suggest you stay. Okay, there's nothing better than serving your country, serving the military, um, and getting benefits. 30 days, okay, we get 30 days of leave yearly. And also in Okinawa, okay, if you extend, there are incentives, okay. So back then, if we extended, we get either 30 days of leave. There's that 15-day, or so there's like three. One is 30 days of leave, two is 15 days of leave in the US and in Okinawa, and then the other one is money, okay, like $2,000. But then I think they have to remove tax, and it's like it becomes 1,800. So the 30-day incentive is the best. And then you can just like submit, live chits later on and go to other Asian countries with your friends. Just have to make sure, you submit, you follow the rules. Okay, so Okinawa, what else? There, all camps do have gyms, okay, and there you can go sightseeing, like what I said. You can go swimming, you You can go hiking, biking, everything. The people, Okinawans, okay, we call them Okinawans. They're very nice, okay. Sometimes they're Americanized. Some of them are Americanized already, so, and some of them don't like Americans, okay. Of course, they, because of previous, what you might call it, history, okay, where a long time ago there was a, uh, I think a soldier that was passing through Okinawa. So he was TAD in Okinawa for 2 days. But what he did, he went drinking, and he was so drunk that he went to somebody else's house. This was off days, and then he raped a kid. Yeah, so that's why they don't, not all, but they don't like Americans. And that's why, like what I said, for Tema, the air station, they kicked out some of the Marines there, and then they went up north. Okay, so like what I said, I don't know if Fatima is still there. um there is a place outside Foster where you can hike, and I forget what you call it, but it's like 100, more than 100 steps. Yeah, it's behind Camp Foster, where the what you call it, the fire station is. So it's on the other side. There is a mall, a new mall, on 23, I believe, 21, 330. So if you go to the backside of Camp Foster, behind that there's the, so there's like 4 gates, 5 gates on Camp Foster. Okay, 330. So that's the main road. Okay, coming from the airport. Okay, if you go straight, you'll hit all the camps. Well, no, not really. You'll hit Fatima, Kinser, Foster, because you won't hit Courtney there. Kadena. Yes, those are the 4. Um, so on Camp Foster, that's 330, and then if you go to the right side, you know, just take advantage of it, look at the maps, and plan. If you're planning like every weekend, unless you are on duty or you have a watch, plan where you're going to be going. Okay, take advantage of it. Don't get stuck at the barracks. All right. What else? Liberty Buddy is a must. Okay, always, always, always bring someone with you, even if you're in E6. Okay, going to Okinawa for the first time, please make sure that you bring a Liberty Buddy with you. If you're a good swimmer, just because you're a good swimmer, that doesn't mean you're not going to take a Liberty Buddy with you. Even chiefs, they have Liberty Buddies. Okay, when you go for a swim, there's that current. Okay, you don't want to get pulled away by the waves. Please make sure you bring a Liberty Buddy with you. All right. What else about Okinawa? Food. Okay. There, if you love sushi, guess what? This is the best place to eat sushi. There's no other place, right? But Japan. And guess what? By the time you come back to the US, I don't know, you would have a hard time eating sushi again, because you're so used to fresh sushi. It's different. Take advantage of, if your wife loves to shop, be careful. Okay. But there is what we call 100 yen store, or here in the US we have Daiso. So that's the same thing. They have that in Okinawa as well. But 100 yen, kind of like a dollar store, but theirs is better. Like, it's clean, and you will see the difference. The culture, it's clean. Everything is clean, and they will say welcome to all the people that go in. Ereshimase. That means welcome. Okay, so like what I said, get a map of Okinawa, enlarge it, and then plan. This weekend is where I'll be going, right? Again, unless you have duty. Okay, be careful of what you eat. Okinawa, okay? Be careful of the places where you're not supposed to be going. Okay, there are off limits. Okay, places in Okinawa. Last thing you want again is eating a brownie with, you know, weed. Okay, with marijuana or drugs. Okay, and it is rampant in Okinawa as well. So be careful. Last thing you want is, getting pop, or positive on your analysis, then you get kicked out. Right. Choose, if this is your first duty station, choose a mentor. Okay, that's my advice to you. Surround yourself with good people, because you never go wrong, right? I mean, they're not perfect, but you know what I mean. If the people that you're going to be hanging out with are not planning, or not, they don't want to succeed in life, then I suggest just you have other friends that would help you pick up ranks. You don't want to be in the military or in the navy, and staying in the same rank. Don't forget, you're supposed to be studying as well for your advancement. Okay, so if you're in E3, you're going to be taking your test in March. Okay, so you have to know all these things when you report to your duty station. Okay, when your evals, when they're due, and your advancement tests, March and September. Okay, so January, you can take college classes, go for it. Take at least one class. Okay, I'm telling you this because I've been there, where I didn't take any college classes and I finished 22 years and I got my associate, but I should have went back to school. And even if it's just one class, trust me, I'm telling you, okay, one class, after 2 years, 2 years, 3 years, you'll get your bachelor's degree. Okay, if you can take two classes, go for it. Now, you will be getting the FMF pin. Okay, there's a pin, right, that you'll be needing to get or obtain within a year, no, within 18 months. Okay, if this is your first duty station, Greenside duty station, you need to get that FMF pin. Okay, Fleet Marine Force pin. And all of us have been there, where, okay, which one is more important, that pin or advancement? All right, so plan things accordingly. Okay, study, that way you can get your pin right away. Or, since you have 18 months, study for the advancement first, and then after the advancement, study for the FMF pin. All right. What else? Mentors. If you're an E3, pick an E4, E5 mentor. Okay, mentor, that person will be guiding you, right? What classes to take, or how you need to be proactive, and you need to set up goals. Okay, what you need to accomplish within 6 months, a year, 18 months, 2 years. Okay, what are your goals in life? Right? So that's the best place to get those pins, because and deployments as well. Okay, Okinawa is the best place to get deployed out of, right? I hope I'm able to help you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And buy your snorkeling gear. Okay, MWR trips, and you can learn how to dive in Okinawa. You can get a license there. Also, up north, okay, if you're finished checking out, south of Okinawa, then you start going up north, where other beaches and islands are up there, and they also have an aquarium. Okay, just buy those tickets at MWR Ticket Center. Okay, you can get discounts there. you have to adjust, okay? Because remember, you're not in the US, you're in, you know, in Japan, in Okinawa, and you have to be more patient, right? I say this again, you need patience, a lot of them, especially when you start driving, right? And you cannot be driving like a maniac. If you drive here in the US like a maniac, you're gonna hate Okinawa because, you know, in Okinawa, um, there nobody's rushing. Like with us Americans, we're always rushing. You know, like we have to be at work at 7:30 and we're just leaving home at 7 and we're just like driving like maniacs on the road. That's not how it is in Okinawa. They take their time. Like they would, if their work is at 7, they get up at 5 and they leave at, you know, like 6, and they're just taking their time and they'll get to work like at 6:45. Okay, nobody's rushing. So please, you know, have more patience. Leave early. That way, you don't, you know, you don't drive crazy and hit someone. Okay, again, it's very important, okay, to take things seriously when it comes to driving. Last thing you want is hitting someone, especially an Okinawan. Okay, I'm not saying it's okay to hit an American, but it's really bad. It's it sucks. Okay, because everything is on hold if you hit an Okinawan. All right, that there is what they call gomenasai money, okay, where you have to say sorry to their family because you hit them, okay, because now they lost someone who's a breadwinner, okay, now that person is in the hospital and you have to visit them there, okay, so you don't want to go through that ordeal. Plus, um, our dependents, if we're going to Okinawa or any other overseas and we bring our dependents, our, your spouse and children, FYI, we are in charge. You are in charge of your family members. Okay, the way your spouse dresses up, that your spouse is your responsibility. So you have to inform your spouse. You cannot be dressing up. You know, you have. There's a lot of changes that need to be met or make. Okay, we're in another country. That means we have to um, blend in to their, you know, culture, adapt their culture as well. You can't be like wearing too short shorts. Okay, I know I'm not saying you're in Middle East, but um, you know, you have to respect their culture as well because we're in another country, right? But there are rules, okay, especially going to the commissary. There's like everyone knows about that. If you're attached in the Marine Corps base or you're going to Marine Corps base, there are rules in the on base. Going to the commissary, you have to make sure you're not wearing a gym clothes. Okay, you're going to the commissary, you're not going to the gym, so you cannot be wearing gym clothes. You cannot be wearing clothes that are ripped. You know, the jeans that are ripped. That's a no-no. You cannot be getting on base and shave. Okay, you have to make sure, even if you're on leave, if you're on leave, don't be sitting foot on base. Because once you get on base, the Marine Corps base, you have to be shaved. Okay. Um, what else? Oh, it rains as well. Oh gosh, I almost forget. Um, TC. What is this? Typhoon season. Typhoon season is from July to November. So it rains in July all the way up to November. Not every day, okay? But that's the rainy season and typhoon season, which means TC1, TC2, uh, typhoon cyclone, something like that, TC. So there's like, I think when they say, they give you ample time, you would know. When they say, oh, there's a typhoon coming to Okinawa. All right, so within 3 days, they'll let you know. Within 2 days, oh, the cyclone is coming. Okay, within 24 hours, within 12 hours, then they're going to tell you to start, start going to the commissary and buy food. Okay, it's serious matter. It's funny in a way because what I've experienced was and you're not supposed to be drinking during typhoon season, okay? Especially when we're stuck in the barracks, because we're gonna get stuck. You're gonna get stuck in the barracks where you're not allowed. No one is allowed to get off base during that time when there's a typhoon coming. Okay, so we get restricted until that typhoon passes. Okay, so guess what? Sometimes it takes 2 days that we're stuck in the barracks. So that means you need food because you can't go to the mess hall. The mess hall is also closed. It depends on them if the staff would go to the barracks and deliver food. Okay, but you buy fruits, food that you need within 24 hours. And what people end up doing is they're buying junk food and they're buying alcohol. Okay, you cannot be drinking during typhoon, that typhoon, within 24 hours that we're stuck in the barracks. You cannot be drinking because if something happens that and your command needs you because someone got in trouble or whatever, you can't be saying, "Oh, I'm drunk, I can't go." Okay, so drinking is a no-no, right? Don't be doing crazy things because I remember someone thought that he was Superman and he was flying. He was so drunk, and yeah, he got in trouble because he jumped off from second floor, you know, to the first, thinking he was Superman. Yeah. What else? Yeah, that's typhoon season, rainy season, hot. Um, Please make sure you hydrate. Your first month is very important, okay? Because you have to acclimatize. I don't know if they still do that, but we wore white t-shirt, vice green, just to make sure that the staff or the higher ups know that we're new, that we just got on the island. Okay, so make sure that you acclimatize. Make sure you're always drinking. Okay, if you have to work out, like run, you know, on weekends, do it. Okay, just so you could get used to it, because they always do. All the battalions do, runs every Friday, every day, you know. So you're attached with the Marines. Guess what? You're gonna be doing what the Marines do. Okay, if they run 3 miles, you're gonna be running 3 miles with them. And you don't want to be as a dog. You don't want to be the last one. Remember, you're there to fix them, and they appreciate it, and um, they would take care of you, knowing you're doing your best. Okay, so you have to be fit in order to take care of them. Okay, if you know what I mean. If you're heavy, you need to start losing weight, because you're gonna be in big trouble once they start doing battalion runs. All right. Every Friday we would run, and then like company run Monday, Wednesdays, and then on Fridays we would do battalion runs. All right. So you need to be fit to be with the Marines. Um, yeah, so if you have any questions, just let me know. If you need a mentor, let me know. I'll guide you, okay, to pick up ranks, quicker. Any questions what you have about Okinawa, I'm here. They use yen, okay, and what I love the most is, of course, the dollar and yen rate. Okay, when I was there, $1 is equal to, I think, 122, 125 yen. So that's like the best time to shop out in town. Okay, and I think up to now it's still pretty high, so take advantage of that. um, and it's cheap to purchase a car. So I suggest, when you um, well, that's gonna be on my next video about choosing cars. So I'll go ahead and say bye, good night, and watch my next video about purchasing cars in Okinawa or overseas, so you don't have to bring your car with you from US to Japan. All that stuff. Again, follow me on Facebook, Love Co. All right. See ya. And yeah, see you again. Okay. Please share.